One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, Sunday morning, 4th of July weekend. With us today is Daniel Shaffer, founder of Gratitude Plus, and he's a passionate entrepreneur and engineer who loves designing and building products. He's an expert on Apple, besides, and a good friend of my son's, John Jr. Well, Daniel, Apple, one of the most successful products they've ever come out with, the iPhone 17. Give us but they're raising the price. Give us an update of what you know about the iPhone 17.
Yeah, so, they released a new iPhone once a year. They've been doing that since the iPhone first came out in 2007. That's crazy. They keep building new ones, and then the 17 and 17 Pro, and then also the iPhone Air, which is their thinnest device ever. It has a lot of the usual suspects. Has bigger camera, better battery life. I think the new one has new materials that it was built with. So depending on what you're looking for, a lot of people love battery life and a better camera. They're pretty appealing. And what Tim Cook said on the first call after it came out, which is now almost a year ago, because they introduced new ones in September, so we'll see the 18 in a couple months. But the 17 and 17 Pro line have been selling like hotcakes. I think it's the best-selling device in the first quarter they've ever had. So people seem to use them and love them.
Now, my only problem with the iPhone 17, and some of the people in our office had it, that sometimes it freezes for no reason at all. And I don't know. Have you heard of any problems nationwide?
I haven't seen anything big in terms of it freezing. I mean, very rarely is it a hardware issue where they have to do a recall. I definitely haven't heard anything about that. But with the 17, they released iOS 26. That's the software. So that usually causes a lot of the freezing problems that people might face. And that was a huge new design. There's definitely been reports that there were bugs, and it was a little more buggy and battery life issues than usual. But they've done a pretty good job at patching those. So I haven't heard anything widespread of it affecting people.
Understood. Apple raised the prices because, I guess, the price of chips or whatever, and that's affected sales a little bit. And what do you want to say about that?
So they haven't mentioned anything about it affecting sales, but I'm sure it will. They announced last week that they raised prices across most of their devices, Macs. I'm not sure about phones, but a lot of their devices, including the MacBook Neo, they raised it by $100-$300 because of the chip shortage, and relatively unprecedented for Apple. I mean, I can't remember the last time in near recent history where they've increased prices almost across the board by $100-$200. So, I mean, it's amazing with what's happening with the chip supply, or shortage of the chip supply.
Understood. What else would you like to talk about the Apple? I mean, have you always used Apple?
I've been an Apple fan for as long as I can remember. I mean, I got an iPod when it first came out in 2001, so I've been a fan, pretty obsessed with them for a long time, since the Steve Jobs era. And obviously he came back in 1997 and I think had the most amazing business run from then till his unfortunate passing in 2011. And I mean, the two big things in the Apple world that people are talking about is, one, the fact that John Ternus is going to be CEO is coming in September and replacing Tim Cook, who has been there for over 15 years, even longer than when Steve Jobs came back. And Tim Cook has had an unbelievable run. I mean, their market cap went from a couple 100 billion when Steve Jobs passed to 4.5 trillion today. So in so many regards, Tim Cook has done an amazing job, and John Turnus has been there for 20 years as an engineer. So the great thing is Tim Cook was an operations guy, and now we have an engineer coming back to Apple. And so that's, I think that hopefully we're going to see a lot of new, unique sort of products. You know, they were working on an Apple car, and they put a lot of money in, and that never saw the light of day. So maybe we're going to see a lot of new, interesting things coming from Apple.
Well, Daniel Shaffer, thank you for coming on this Sunday morning. Have a happy 4th of July. I hope you spend it with family, and God bless you. And I hope Apple products are even better in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on, Mr. Katz, and same to you. Happy 4th for you and the family.
Thank you.